Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. We're doing something completely new on my channel. We're doing some builder nails today. I've got my red iguana hand out and I've got some builder gel here. So this is Venalisa builder gel. I think they've called these jelly gels. It's their extension gel system, and today I am using shade A06, which is in the shade baby pink. I do have two other shades, maybe even three. I think I have a clear, I have this kind of peachy shade, and I might have this very milky, nudie, browny kind of shade. I haven't used any of the other ones before, so I probably will look at doing a video on those at some point, or even playing about with them as well and trying to see what kind of a base they look like and what we can do with them. Here quickly I'm showing you guys a couple of gel polishes I'll be using to achieve our nail art design later on. So there's a bunch of different blue shades. The Semilac gel polish that I showed you, the 044 Intense Blue. Don't worry about that one, I will end up switching it out for a Madam Glam gel polish. Semilac as a whole, I don't mind using them as a kind of like a full cover color if I wanted to, like a background color or something, but when it comes to nail art I find them incredibly difficult to use. They're very liquidy, sometimes can be quite thin and not as opaque, and so obviously when it comes to nail art it's not the kind of product you want to be using. So I ended up trying to find the nearest shade of Madam Glam that I could find to that color, and I did, so that was great. So I will show you guys that later on, which color I end up using. So I've already got my tips in there. I'm using my Macart glue here to glue on the tips, and the tips that I'm using are from Glitterbell. So I'm just going to glue on one and I'll glue the rest off camera, as we've got a pretty long video today, and then we can crack on with building the nails. I just want to do a quick disclaimer. I am no expert at building up nails. I have a lot of experience with nail art, you could say, but when it comes to physically building, builder gels, biabs, acrylic, all of that shebang, I am very new to, and I am definitely wanting to learn and get better and better. So hopefully every so often I can do these videos and get a little bit better every time. But yeah, I'm not perfect, so if at any moment there's anything that you're thinking, oh my goodness, you're doing it so wrong, or you know, some tricks or anything that could probably make my life so much more easier or anything like that, feel free to leave me pointers in the comments below. I will not get offended, please leave them, because it's just a massive learning curve for me, and it will be nice to hear from somebody else who's a bit more maybe experienced than me to see what I can do better. But as a whole, I think at the end of it, it doesn't look that bad. I'm sure when it comes to application, there's always going to be improvements to do and all that stuff. So I filed down those tips where it's kind of meets the natural nail, so that it's all nice and smooth and flush with the nail. And I'm going in with a base coat. So I'm going in with on all of those nails, and then I will pop that into the lamp and cure it before we crack on with our builder gel. So I am doing this because it's a red iguana hand. If you are using a real hand, if you're doing a client or something, or yourself, make sure you use your dehydrators and follow your nail beds and all that good stuff. But as it's a red iguana, I'll just skip that step. So I'm just going to finish up with the base coat very quickly. Usually with a base coat, when you're doing on a real hand, I usually like to really scrub that base coat in there, but obviously we're just working on tips, so I just skip that as well. Okay, so I'm just going to show you me building up one nail. Like I said, I am a complete beginner. I'm sure the more of these I do, the better I'll get, and we can see my little progress on how to, or my progress on how I build nails and all of that stuff. So I'm going in with a slip layer. I already can see that I've picked up way too much product. Should have picked up way less product. I am using a Madam Glam application brush. I really like it. I like fanning it out when it comes to the cuticle area. I definitely need to invest in a much larger brush. I feel like a bit more of a longer bristle than this one has. But now that this lip layer is applied, I am picking up a larger bead and I'm placing it quite close to the cuticle, and then I'm kind of pushing it closer and closer to the cuticle area. And then once I'm happy, I'm doing kind of like a side to side movement to drag the product down and basically build the strength and the nail. So you want the most of the product at the top in the stress areas, and then the lower you get, you want the least product. And of course you don't want your tip to be too thick either, but of course, just like I will, don't worry about getting it too perfect, because of course that's when your filing comes into play and then we can fix any imperfections up. So when I was filming today's video, it was super warm in my room and the gel was actually moving quite quickly than usual, so I did go in my nail art brush and I tried to move the product into place here and there. I think I did get to a point where I was like, right, I just need to cure this quickly because it was moving so much. So I just did the rest of the nails. I filed them. So this is what they look like. Let me know in the comments if that looks good or not. If there's anything else I could have improved on. But now that they're cured, buffed, filed and all of that shebang, we can start on the nail art, which is the bit that I'm most comfortable with. So with our nail art, we're going to do a lot of blues. We've got some butterflies that we're going to use later on and some crystals. I'm quite excited to do a bit more build a nail videos, to be honest, because I feel like there's so much pressure when it comes to nail art on those stiletto tips that I usually do. But when it comes to working on somewhat real hand, whether it's a red iguana or a real client or customer or client, I think I just feel like you don't have to really worry that much for the nail art, if that makes sense. You can do somewhat simplistic things, but because you're doing it on a hand, it looks much better. But when you're doing it on tips, it's almost like, I don't know how to explain it. If anybody does nails and they do specifically nail art, they probably know what I mean. I feel like there's more pressure to do crazier, more detailed work on stiletto tips compared to like nails on fingers. So on the pinky, we're almost doing like a half French tip, as you saw, and then on the middle finger, we're going to do a French tip, and we are using the lightest shade of blue that we've got on our palette, and we're doing a pretty deep French, I think that's what it's called, on this finger. I love the longer the nails, the better for me. I love when the nails are long. I just like to have a big canvas to play with, and I'm able to get a bit more creative and get more detail into the nail art on those nails. So I'm just going to colour in the tip area, and then we can pop those into lamps. So I'm kind of working in sections. I still need to get a grasp of the red iguana hand, how to kind of maneuver the fingers and how to kind of maybe do all 4 nails without having to cure in between each one, just so I don't budge them kind of thing. So it's a bit of a work in progress. So you just have to bear with me probably for a couple of videos until I get very comfortable with the hand. But so far so good. I'm really happy with it. I think it looks beautiful, like super pretty. So here you can see the 2 nails I've done. I bend them so that I don't end up touching them, and then I'm working on the other 2. So now we're working on the index and the ring finger. As you can see, my gloves were ripping. You can see my thumb there, my purple nail. So for once, I actually ended up taking off my gloves and just working without them. So that's quite new. I do sometimes get comments saying, why do you always wear gloves? And most of the time it's because I don't have my nails done and I don't want the attention to be on my ugly nails. But today I actually had my nails done, so I do end up actually taking them off later on and just working without them. So that's a little treat for you all. So with these 2 nails, they're going to be basically the same-ish. I was trying to do the swirls slightly different from one another just to have a bit of a variety on the nails. So I'm going in with that gorgeous sparkly nail polish there, gel polish, and just doing a little swirl. It feels like the left finger has a bit more of a swirl than the right. The right has almost like a half a circle going on. And that sparkly gel polish, I could not tell you what it's called because the bottle I ended up picking up and getting ended up just being almost like a faulty bottle, and it doesn't have a name on there. So I have no idea, but I know that I got these on AliExpress, and I know at the time anyways, they only had one really sparkly one that looked like this. So if you do go ahead and kind of search for this color, you definitely find it because they basically have just the one that looks as similar as that. So now that that's cured, I'm going in with the darker shade of blue, and you basically want to continue and copy this pattern or these kind of lines next to each other, and you want to do the darkest to the lightest and so on. So you're doing the same thing on both nails. So after we're done with that, we're going to do that turquoisey kind of blue and then finish it off with that light blue. If you wanted to, you could probably actually chuck in that sparkly blue with the lighter blue if you wanted to. I kind of felt like I wanted to do it next to the darker blue, but that was just my preference. If you wanted to do the other way, go ahead, absolutely. And then we can pop them into the lamp. I think I ended up showing you, I might have missed it to be honest, the other shade of blue. I hope I did. I feel like I was talking too much and I forgot if I actually ended up showing you guys that Madame Glam blue that I ended up using or not. Oh well, if I didn't, let me know in the comments, then I can let you know what it is. Here I was noticing that I had a lot of fluffs on my hands, so just please ignore that. It's because I had the glove on and I ended up taking it off and it just left some little fluffs on them. So I'll probably let you guys just chill, relax, watch this last couple of bits of those lines I'm going to do, and then I'll come back to you guys with the rest of the design. Okay, so I've just finished that up, popped it into the lamp, and now here is my little sheet of butterflies. So in case you're wondering, these butterflies are from Shein, I believe. If you are aware of Temu, they've actually recently popped up and they have amazing stuff. So go ahead and check them out too, because they have a lot of nail product glitters and stickers and everything for so cheap. I think I've got a feeling they'll be cheap for now because it's almost like the opening offer, but I've got a feeling they might end up being a bit more, you know, back to the normal prices somewhat soon. So if there is anything you want to pick up, I'd advise picking them up now, because I cannot imagine them being this cheap for that long, for, you know, forever, just because it is almost way too cheap and I just can't imagine them making any money. So just in case that is the case, go grab yourself anything that you need because it's super cheap. I've already placed an order, so there might be a haul coming up at some point. I haven't received anything just yet, so it might be a little while, but when it does come, I'll let you guys know, and there'll probably be a video just reviewing the stuff and seeing and just kind of comparing prices maybe to Shein, because you all know I love Shein when it comes to nail art, so we'll see how that goes. So now that everything has been cured, stickers applied, I decided to do an outline with the darkest shade of blue that I've got. So I outlined that half French on the pinky, and I'm also going to outline this middle finger Frenchy as well there. This is probably the hardest bit, to get the line the same thickness or just look smooth. But it actually managed to get it look somewhat good, so that's great. So I'm going to do that. As you can see, this blue's pretty pigmented, so I think I ended up just doing the one layer, so I didn't have to do two. Ideally for nail art, if you have some of the glitter bells and unbelievable gels, they are amazing for nail art. So stuff like this, the glitter bells, unbelievable gels, would be absolutely amazing to do. I do have a couple of discount codes in the description, so if you do want to end up going and shopping around for any of the products I used today, check my description out and you will see a couple of discount codes there, so you can save yourself some money if you wanted to. So I'm just going to finish up the line. As you can see, I was fiddling with this for so long. I just kept wanting to get it perfect. So that's cured. We're almost at the end of the video. Time for some crystal placement. So we're only putting crystals on this middle finger and also the pinky finger. So I thought I'll place some crystals right down the center of this nail. One huge AB crystal at the top. Then we have this nice little shaped crystal underneath it. And then finish it off with this super long AB crystal. And then a tiny little circle AB crystal there too. And then I also thought of popping some crystals in between here where I'm placing the gel there. If you wanted to be even more extra, which I do sometimes do, is you can add also some caviar beads in between if you wanted to, or if not, then you can skip that completely. I ended up skipping it completely today. It took me so long to record today's video. Like I said, I'm not experienced, so it took me quite a while to grasp everything and file everything and get it how I want it, so it took me a little while. But usually when I have a lot of time or I'm not rushing or anything, then I usually add caviar beads. So that's one nail done. For this little pinky one, I thought I would take out some of my one-sized AB crystals that I've got. I don't know what size this is, I'm afraid, but they're quite small, and I thought I would just kind of follow the cuticle area with them. And that's basically it. So same thing, if you wanted to jazz up even more, make it even more blingy and beautiful and cutesy, then you can add the caviar beads. But yes, I did not. Not today. This would also look nice if you use different sized ABs as well. So the largest at the top, the smallest at the bottom. That would look really cool too if you wanted to. So we can go ahead and cure these, and now it's time for the finishing touches, which is matte top coating. So these nails will look amazing glossy, but you all know me, I absolutely love matte, so I had to go in with some matte top coats. I'm using my Venalisa matte top coat. We've got a bunch of Venalisa today. The builder gel, the gel polish, the top coat, lots of gel polish and products from them, which is great. Just proves how great they are, to be honest. They're super affordable and I am so happy with their products, honestly, super happy. So I'm going to just top coat them. I don't show you the whole thing either today, especially when I got to that crystal nail. I was trying to go around the crystals and I was like, right, I'm gonna have to chop it there because I took my sweet time with this crystal nail. I ended up whipping out my nail art brush, my fine liner, and trying to get in between the crystals and close to the cuticle area. Yeah, it was just a bit of a mess, so I had to just trim it out, otherwise we'll be here forever watching me fiddle and trying to get in between those crystals. But make sure whatever you do not place it on the crystals. So there we go. Here is the final result. I love how they came out. I think that would look so beautiful in all sorts of different colors, like greens and pinks and all of that. So I hope you guys liked it. I'll show you guys it flipped around in just a second as well on this hand. I am so happy. And like I said, any feedback, any pointers, any tips, please let me know. It would be so helpful. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'd love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys!